get started. Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Bienvenido, Belmont Cragen. Thank you for coming out today. We love having you. My name is Evidenia Delegado. I am the state representative in the 3rd District. You are in my district, so again, and today we are excited because we have some good news to talk about. Today, Governor Pritzker will be signing a budget that we are very proud of. This budget is balanced in every sense, and we have chosen to be both fiscally responsible and compassionate. And by making smart financial decisions, we've paid down debt, we've earned 8 credit rating increases in less than 2 years. I love to say that over and over again, 8 credit rating increases in 2 years. And now, we're getting back to families in this state. So we're investing in safer communities with hundreds of millions of dollars of funding to community-based violence prevention. We're improving quality, affordable health care in our underserved communities. We're strengthening our commitments to behavioral health, mental health, and addiction treatment. We're creating the Smart Start initiative, I have a feeling we're going to hear a lot about today, to build one of the best early childhood education systems in the nation. We're ensuring every student has access to a world-class education by committing $350 million in new funding for classrooms. We're investing in startups and emerging technology companies by enhancing an angel tax credit with an added focus on women-owned and minority-owned businesses. We're continuing to support our welcoming centers in the state. And I can go on and on, but I thank you for giving me a moment to talk about some of the parts of this budget that I'm really proud of. Voy a hacerlo en español. Belmont Cragen, estoy emocionado que ustedes están aquí con nosotros y tenemos buenas noticias. Hoy el gobernador Pritzker va a firmar el presupuesto del Estado. Hemos tenido compasión cuidando a nuestras familias trabajadoras, pero también hemos sido responsables, comprometidos en la responsabilidad fiscal. Estamos invirtiendo en comunidades más seguras, con muchos millones de dólares en programas en la comunidad para prevenir la violencia. También estamos asegurando que cada estudiante en nuestro estado tenga acceso a una educación de primera clase. Estamos creando una iniciativa nueva que se llama Smart Start, vamos a hablar mucho de eso hoy. Es educación para los niños desde nacimiento hasta los 3 años y queremos ser el mejor en la nación. Y continuamos apoyando a nuestros Welcoming Centers por todas partes del estado. Gracias por darme un momento para compartir, porque estoy muy orgullosa del trabajo que hemos hecho en este presupuesto. Gracias. And now, I will turn it over to Ms. Libby Shortenhouse.
Good morning, my name is Libby Shortenhouse. I'm the CEO of Christopher House. Welcome and happy Pride Month here at Christopher House. We are so pleased to have you all here today, and we are especially honored to welcome Governor JB Pritzker to Christopher House at our Stewart campus today for the Illinois budget signing. Here at Christopher House, we have an education model that starts at 6 weeks because we believe that early investment is the best way to strengthen our communities. Our education model is focused on partnerships with parents during infancy and all the way up through 8th grade. That partnership is meant to ensure that parents have everything they need, both at school and in the home, to make sure that their children have an excellent education that leads to a lifetime of opportunities and options. This means we respect very seriously the role of parents as their children's first teacher, and we also acknowledge the inequities faced in our communities and respond with services, including food pantries, rental assistance, counseling, and a very, very high commitment to the highest standard of excellence. We are so grateful that the governor's budget priorities continue to advance the importance of early childhood in our state. It's not just the right thing to do for our children, it's a huge investment in our future. Early investment reduces spending in later years, reduces gun violence, and creates strong communities in which people want to live and work. There are so many needs in our community, but few are more important than starting early and investing in our workforce. The governor's investment in childhood education workforce and an expanding educational opportunities for our youngest learners change the future of this state. It is my deepest pleasure and honor to welcome the esteemed Governor to House today.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I know that this standing O was for the budget and not for the governor, but I thank you so much. Really, it is wonderful to see all of you here. Thank you, Libby, for your kind introduction, for the work that you do, and for hosting us here at Christopher House's Stewart campus. Alongside me, well, you see an awful lot of people behind me. Alongside me are our Senate. Yeah. I don't want to stop the applause, but this will take a long time. But I'll applaud every one of them at the end of this list. Okay. Senate President Donovan, Speaker Chris Welch, our Speaker John Gordon. Of course, you saw our host district representative, Evedina Delgado, our other General Assembly members. If I went through that list, we really would be here all day. And of course, our local leaders, including the local alderman here, Gil Villegas. They are all here to celebrate the signing of our 5th balanced budget in a row. From the beginning, I promised to work together with the General Assembly to restore fiscal responsibility to our state government after years of mismanagement. Remember what we started with: billions in new bills and billions more in short-term debt, a $3 billion structural deficit, a pension-funded ratio that decreased every year, and inadequate funding support education and human services, and a failure to invest in our work and our economy. Well, look, my colleagues in the General Assembly and I know overcoming these obstacles would be no easy task. And the ever-present doomsayers never stopped heckling from the sidelines. But you know what? We got it done. Here we are, 4 years later, and just look at what we've accomplished. We've eliminated our overdue bills. We've paid down $10.5 billion in debt, including pension debt. Our once empty rainy day fund is now rising to $2 billion. Our GDP has surpassed $1 trillion. And we have more jobs available than ever before. And independently, if you don't love all of that, let me say this: independently, each of the rating agencies has given multiple credit upgrades. So thanks to our firmer fiscal foundation, we have been able to put billions of dollars back in the pockets of Illinois taxpayers while investing in our future. Our balanced budgets have allowed thousands more students to stay in Illinois because they can now afford a college degree. Balanced budgets have allowed us to modernize our infrastructure, incentivize nation-leading clean energy production, build industries of the future like quantum computing, and prioritize childcare for working families and our youngest children. Responsible governance allows us to make investments in what matters most, and that's our people. And the FY24 budget continues that progress. Launching our Illinois, a groundbreaking plan to reshape birth to 5 education and care in Illinois. It's a 3-part. Well, good, there are 3 parts to for. First, it's putting Illinois on a path to give every child across the state access to preschool. Second, Illinois will be the first in the nation to provide a child care contract model along with scholarships for early childhood professionals so that we can stabilize and grow the child care sector with great providers like Christopher House. Third, Smart Start Illinois will invest an additional $45 million into early intervention and home visiting services, reaching thousands of families while giving providers a much-needed rate increase. Birth to 5 services and kindergarten readiness for the rest of our children's educational experiences. Today, Illinois ranks 6th in the nation in K-12 education and first among the 10 most populous states. We're continuing to build on that progress by increasing funding for K-12 schools by $525 million, including $300 million more for evidence-based funding and $45 million for the first year of an innovative 3-year pilot program to fill teacher vacancies. Getting a college education will now be more affordable than it has been in decades. We're raising the number and amount of college scholarships to a record-breaking, all-time high with more than $750 million, allowing more Illinois students to attend 4-year Illinois universities and making it possible for nearly every student from a low, moderate, or middle-income family to attend community college tuition-free and fee-free. We've stepped up our direct support for higher education institutions by $100 million, the largest increase in more than 20 years. For students and families, it means that you can stay here in Illinois, get an excellent education, and you won't be strapped with debt for the rest of your life. After years of devastation of our human service, balanced budgets have now allowed us to build things back up. This alone, we've increased rates to attract and retain workers who serve people with developmental disabilities by $103 million. We've 27 services to vulnerable who are at risk of involvement in the child welfare system, with the justice system, 2-year expansion of comprehensive community-based youth services. Poverty is a moral imperative. And we can't help people lift themselves out of poverty if they can't meet their most fundamental basic needs, food and a place to live. So our new budget increases temporary assistance for needy families, TANF funding, helping more than 27,000 residents who experience deep poverty cover basic necessities. Our Illinois Grocery Initiative will aid municipalities grocery cooperatives and assist independent grocers opening or expanding operations in underserved rural towns and urban neighborhoods, with those grocers incentivized to provide fresh, nutritious food from Illinois growers. And we're pioneering the new Illinois plan to move homelessness toward functional growth. In FY24, we're investing a record $350 million in addressing this through prevention, pricing, temporary permanent housing, and staffing to give families facing insecurity in housing chains. Growing the economy jobs remains one of our highest priorities, and that's why the budget invests in workforce training and provides tax incentives to help small and medium-sized businesses. Family and personal income for Illinoisans continues to outpace the national average, and we have the 5th largest economy among the 50 states. Our focus collectively on jobs and growth is paying off. Now, there's so much that we could talk about, and this is just a glimpse of the many investments included in this balanced budget. Collectively, it's an expression of our commitment to equity, resilience, and prosperity for generations to come. Now, to the many legislators who voted for this budget and who made today possible, thank you. Not only for your leadership, but for your advocacy and labor, also for your commitment to your constituents and to the people of Illinois. This is good government at work. With that, it is my pleasure to turn it over to our great Senate President, Don Harmon.
Good morning, all. I am thrilled to be standing here today to commemorate the signing of Illinois' 5th balanced budget in a row. I want to thank Governor Pritzker and Lieutenant Governor Stratton for their commitment to responsible budgeting from day one. And Speaker Welch, thank you for your part in this endeavor. And of course, I recognize the amazing work done by the Senate's lead budget negotiator, Senator L.G. Sims. As well as all the Senate budgeteers, Senators Villanueva, Capel, Gillespie, and Belt. And I want to thank all of those senators who made the long trip here. Our leaders, Castro and Senator Murphy, are here. Senator Ventura, Senator Johnson, and Senator Preston are all here with us. So thank you for your work on this budget all. Standing here as a team to celebrate a successful budget may be routine now, but it seemed out of reach not too long ago. Getting to this point has been an exercise in trust, working together to prioritize paying debt, shoring a rainy day fund, and ensuring a durable, balanced budget. The budget that Governor Pritzker will sign shortly continues to pay down debt and once again includes additional pension payments. It continues our commitment to fully fund K-12 schools, increases funding for colleges and universities, and invests in early childhood education. It also allocates funds to key democratic priorities like public safety, homelessness prevention, and economic development. The future looks awfully bright here in Illinois. Right now, I'd like to welcome my colleague and friend, Speaker Chris Welch.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. It gives me a particular honor to welcome you to the Christopher House today. Couldn't plan it any better. What a beautiful day to the budget. I mean, it truly is an honor to stand here with our great governor, Governor JB Pritzker, and the Lieutenant Governor, my friend, our Senate President, Senator Don Harmon. So many of our colleagues drove many miles this morning here for the signing of this. But I got to tell them that drove further. This is a new House lead budgeteer, Speaker Pro Tem, and I got to tell you, I get to make appointments, but I think this one I hit a home run with. That budget you guys gave the governor a standing ovation for, didn't they do a great job on? And I got to thank it does not happen with a lady in orange. I got to say. This budget, we have proven again that we don't have to choose between being a responsible state and a compassionate one. With this budget, we have proven yet again that we can do both. We can be fiscally responsible and compassionate at the same time. In the past 2 years, we've earned our state 8 credit upgrades, and we've returned Illinois to an A-rated status. And we're not done. We're going higher. When we started this session, we had plenty of naysayers, plenty. Some said there was no way we would continue to be budget responsibly with a record number of House Democrats. And I said it from the very beginning. The great 78 is great for a reason. We got sent here to do the people's work. No more naysaying. The proof is in the right here. Good job done. We are standing here today because we have a balanced budget that continues the work of rebuilding our fiscal house. We're making smart, responsible financial decisions. We're making extra payments on bills. We're building up our rainy day fund, and we're positioning ourselves for a better financial future for years to come. We're improving access to quality, affordable health care in communities all across this state. We're giving our direct service providers a money raise. We're making historic investments in education at all levels and in all communities. We're expanding access to affordable child care to ease the burden on hardworking parents. And we're continuing our commitment to $350 million in new and additional funding for classroom education all across the state. We're not done there. We're prioritizing investment in the communities and our economy by committing more than $100 in new money for municipalities across the state in the local government distributive fund. In this budget, we're helping the homeless. We're helping those that are food insecure. We're helping our youth. We're helping the elderly. We're helping the disabled. In this budget, no one is being left behind. I can go on and on about the smart investment and compassionate choices we're making in this budget. Last week, I heard our president, Joe Biden, say that don't tell what you value. Show me your budget, and I'll tell you what you value. Thanks to the work of our team and our colleagues in the House and Senate, you know what we value. We value the people of Illinois. This budget invests in hard-working Illinoisans all across this state, and I am so proud to be one of those Illinoisans today. But again, I want to particularly thank Governor Pritzker and Senate President Don Harmon, our new Chief Budgeteer, Jahan Gordon Booth, my fraternity brother, member of the best fraternity this side of heaven, LG Sims. You know, we always got to get that in, Pastor. And I want to thank our House Appropriations chairs, a couple of them who are here today, Chairman Ford, Chairman Lick, Chairman Crespo, and Chairman Rita Mayfield. I hope I'm not forgetting someone, but they really, really up their sleeves and got the work done. I also want to thank all of you, all of the advocate groups that really help us do what we have to do. Your work is what makes this happen. We hear you when you come and visit with us. Those trips you make to Springfield are not a waste of time. Your advocacy really does matter. And before I take a seat, I want to thank my wife, two little ones who are here with me today, because they say, do you have to go back to Springfield this weekend? And they understand what I do every week going down to Springfield, and I wanted them to be here today to see the culmination of that great work. Tyler and you give them a round of applause. It really does take all of us to get this done. And now I want to bring up my friend, the Senate's head budgeteer, who really, I can't say enough about this guy. Please welcome Senator LG Sims.
Well, the doors of the church are open. Pastor, Bishop, I see you. It is an honor and privilege to stand here today. I was joking earlier that my voice is back. If anybody who would listen to the negotiations or the floor debate, you found that I was losing my voice. That's because I have been begging to get those votes across the finish line. But we got there. Let me first thank Governor Pritzker, Lieutenant Governor Stratton for their leadership, for making a difference in this state. And to
House Speaker Chris Welch, my friend, my fraternity brother, thank you so much for your leadership. But I would be absolutely remiss if I did not thank Senate President Don Harmon. Someone asked me, how do the priorities of the Senate Democratic Caucus look? What does that look like? So you have to look no further than our leader. Our leader sets the game plan. He sets the tone. He lays out for us what those priorities are going to be, but then he also stands back and us invest in our talents. So President Harmon, thank you so much for your leadership, and to our entire budget team, Senator Belt and Senator Law from Capitol, and Senator and Senator Villanueva. They spent tireless hours crafting a budget that was good for the people of the state of Illinois, invested in people, that invested in the unhoused, that gave chances and opportunities to individuals who didn't have them. You know, last year I remember I asked, do you hear that sound? And I heard that sound was the sound of bills being paid. That sound was the sound of progress being made. But now that sound is even robust. It is Illinois roaring forward. It is Illinois moving forward toward a more prosperous future. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. There are going to be naysayers out there who try to push this narrative that Illinois is on the wrong track and that we're making these bad decisions. That is just not true. This is a fair, balanced, responsible budget that will lead to credit rating upgrades. If passes prologue, the 8 credit rating upgrades that you have heard us talk about are just the beginning. We are on a path towards fiscal stability. We have made the tough choices. We have made the decision necessary to grow the state's economy. $1 trillion, a GDP of $1 trillion is the beginning. Think about where we're going as we continue to make investments in people. You know, I talked on the other side of the aisle. They talked about the expenditures that we make. I said, we are not expenditures. We're making investments. Investments in people. Investments in community. Investments now. We have made historic investments in education on anything we have ever seen. For the last several days, I know my colleagues and I have spent time with graduations and graduation celebrations. I would be remiss, Speaker Welch, my kids wouldn't get out of bed this morning to come with me. My 8th grader, Mackenzie, congratulations. She wouldn't get out of bed this morning. She was yesterday. My senior went on prom last night, and she said, there is absolutely no way I'm going with you. But she graduates on Sunday, or on Saturday, rather. But I am proud to say that they are doing what all of those young people are doing what we want. We want them to be invested in their future. As we set those graduations, we talk to see the possibility of Illinois. We got to see what is possible. I am so proud of this budget because it shows what is possible. It shows how investments in people make a difference for tomorrow. And I spent countless hours with my partner in progress. We spent a lot of time in my conference room with the budgeteers, with the governor's team, going through what this budget was going to look like. But it's work. Somebody said when you enjoy what you're doing, it's not work. And when you enjoy the people that you work with, it's not work. But that's somebody who has your shared priority, someone who understands what we are to accomplish, and that's Leader Gordon Booth. I want to bring her to the podium now to thank her and let her say it.
Good morning. Thought I'd get my good morning in as well. I think I'm like everyone else. I am excited with you all this morning and would be remiss if we did not give extra special thanks to Governor Pritzker and his entire team. If I could give a big shout out to Prayer, who's standing in the background. I'm so upset right now because I just said her name. But having a governor who shares your values, who shares your commitment to the people, is something that is rare. It shouldn't be rare, but it feels quite rare. Some of the other folks who are leading on the front lines in the administration, Deputy Governor Sol Flores, Deputy Governor Flores, thank you all so much for leaning in the way that you lean in on behalf of communities and supporting the governor's vision. And I am just ecstatic to be able to work for and on behalf of and with the best speaker in the States of America, Speaker Emmanuel Chris Welch. Many of you know in 2021, we elected a new Speaker of the House after 40 years of one particular speaker, and I tell you, we have not missed a beat, ladies and gentlemen. He has come in with a new vision of inclusivity, of equity, and we have never been stronger or better. So thank you so much for your leadership, Speaker Welch. To my Virgo sister, Lieutenant Governor Stratton, thank you for all that you do in leaning in so many important spaces to communities across this state, as well as giving praise and honor to Senate President Don Harmon for doing a great job, but also picking such a wonderful budgeteer. I would not have been able to accomplish this goal of serving as the first woman, the first African-American chief budgeteer in the Illinois House in this country's 200-plus year history. Quite an honor, quite an honor. But this work does not happen alone. We have many of our House Appropriations leads who are here today. Leader Camille Lilly, Leader LaShawn Ford. They're both West Siders, so give them a round of applause. We also have a couple of other folks who served in that capacity, Leader Mayfield, Leader Crespo, as well as Leader Ortiz, who stood in the stead of Leader Will Davis, who was out ill. And so we want to acknowledge their work, as well as the budget team. It was Zardi, Leader Gable, Leader Hernandez, Leader Walker, all who really contributed a lot of time and talent towards helping us to get to this place of having a joint, balanced budget that is balanced, as stated before, in every sense of the word. We made a lot of investments in a lot of key areas. One of those key areas was summer youth jobs, which my daughter's not old enough to get yet. to get just yet, which is why she's here with me today. But as a mom, you learn to balance the checkbook every single day. And as a mom that's balancing that checkbook, one of the things that you clearly understand is that you have to do the most that you have with what you have. And that doesn't mean that everybody gets everything, but everybody gets what they need. And that's frankly what this budget is reflective of. This budget is a reflection of our priorities. It's a reflection of everybody getting wins, but nobody got everything. And that's how we will continue to make this significant progress. We were able to provide resources to some of the most important areas of the state of Illinois in terms of moving the state forward. We've been able to invest transformational dollars in terms of economic development as well as community development. We have to provide for and ensure people's opportunity to be able to not only get a well-resourced K-12 education by adding an additional $350 million of new money into our public education system, and that's so critical, particularly as someone who used to sit on a school board. Really what you want to know is you just want to be sure that you can depend on Springfield to do what they say they're going to do. Not to mention the hundreds of millions of dollars in higher education, the extra $100 million for the monetary assistance program. Many folks in our community depend on that MAP program. The additional $100 million going to the university system and the community college system. That frankly ensures that our colleges and universities don't have to continue to hike up the per hour tuition on so many of our students, which is critical for the advancement of the state of Illinois. And so these kind of cradle to grave investments are so important, but I wear orange today to stand in solidarity with every mother, every father, every community in the entire state of Illinois in honor of Gun Violence Awareness Month. What we know so clearly is that there's no community immune to gun violence, but there are certain communities in the states that are plagued by gun violence. And so this budget also provides historic investments in gun violence prevention and public safety to ensure that we have the ability to have the kind of safe summer, safe fall, and beyond. And so when you look at this budget in its totality, we literally have invested in every person, in every corner, in every part of it. We have left no man, no woman behind, and it is made possible because of the men and women that you see standing behind me. So it has been an honor to be with you here today, and with the word, I would like to bring up, get this right. Angela, can you wake up?
Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry if I'm too tall. Bear with me. My name is Angela Igbineweka, and I'm the president of the Parent Policy Council. I'm also a member of Christopher's Board of Directors, and since 2016, I've been a proud Christopher parent. Christopher House is a home that has been a welcoming, learning environment for me and my children. Christopher House is a community, a family, made me want to become an early education advocate, to be a voice for the children and family in the community. It is because of Christopher House that I have been able to return to school and successfully complete my degree, because I know that my children are in the high. It is not just children that were cared for. I received support to ensure that I was able to meet my own personal goals too, from the Christopher House staff, from the site director to my classroom teachers. I am excited that I got additional investment because as a parent and a board member, I have become aware of opportunities to invest in our early childhood. Make great schools, and I am grateful to Governor Pritzker for making early childhood budget a priority. It is my honor to introduce to you right now Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, and I use she pronouns. Thank you, Angela, for that warm introduction and for sharing your powerful story with us today. And may we all just once again express our gratitude to the best governor in the United States, Governor JB Pritzker. Thank you, Governor, for always leading the people of our state at the forefront. The governor has already expressed steadfast leadership and collaboration by the members of the General Assembly. So in the interest of time, I'll just say thank you all to the legislators, special guests, and faith leaders here today for standing with us in this work. And I also want to give a special acknowledgement for the leadership of Senate President Harmon and Senate lead budget negotiator, Leader L.G. Sims, as well as Speaker of the House, Emmanuel Chris Welch, and Chief Budgeteer in the House, Leader Jahan Gordon Booth. Let's give them all a round of applause. And I also want to thank Christopher House's CEO, Libby Shortenhouse, for hosting us today at the James and Jean Stewart campus and the entire team's efforts to nurture our children. You know, I can't think of a better way to celebrate the investments we are making toward a brighter future for all than to do so right here, where the next generation is being raised up. Let me just start with this. What a difference a governor makes. You know, here we are today, marking Illinois' 5th balanced budget, and I love saying that because we in this room, well, we remember what it was like when our state didn't have a budget for almost 2 years. When we couldn't take care of our babies, how shameful and devastating it was. Our community resources we've been working to replace that shame with abundant joy and pride. And it's no longer about how to keep doors open to barely scrape by. Now, it's about how to expand and broaden access to opportunities. It's about how to make sure even more students can go to college, how more Illinoisans can have enough food to eat and a stable place to live. How we can go even further in protecting bodily autonomy by increasing support for reproductive health initiatives. It's about opportunities for more entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams and contribute to the livelihoods of their neighborhoods through $10 million in funding to build a one-stop business port and $20 million toward rebuilding Illinois downs and main streets. As head of the state's Justice, Equity, and Opportunity Initiative, I'm so proud that this budget is our commitment to safe and healthy communities for all as we continue addressing gun violence and expand funding for youth employment programs through the Reimagine Public Safety Act. Has a responsibility to those we serve. Yes, we provide services and funding, but this budget is a bold declaration of who we are. In Illinois, we care for our neighbors. We believe everyone should have access to the opportunities to hire, that our children should be lifted up, and that everyone belongs in the future we are building. We're celebrating this budget today because we know how far we have come, and I can't wait to see where we go next with all of these incredible leaders and with all of you. Together as one Illinois, we will go far. So with that, I am absolutely thrilled to invite the governor to come and sign this budget.
Phones down.
Before I